Today, we're going to be talking about how we helped a company that was doing $250,000 in revenue a year for the past 3 years get up over their hump and push up over $865,000 within 6 months. And if this sounds interesting to you, I'm Spencer Wheeler with Millionaire Systems, and we help companies just like yours do this every single day. Everything from mom and pop shops all the way up to the big bad boys. So let's get started. First and foremost, a lot of problems companies have is they assume they just don't have enough leads. And this is great because our lead funnel goes like this, right? And so everybody just assumes they can throw more leads into the said funnel. And yes, if you're a small company, you could always get more leads. The biggest problem is to get more leads typically costs more money. So a business starts to stagnate when they can't make enough money to introduce more leads. Now, of course, there are a few things we could look at. We could look at the marketing techniques they have, which those could be updated, they could be better, their offer could maybe be changed. There's a whole bunch of different things. The problem is when a company actually is successful, just like this company had been, the problem is they had just maxed out the funnel. And at some point, you can only shove so much down a funnel, right? Until it starts to plug up. It's like your garbage disposal or your toilet. How many ping pong balls can you shove down your toilet? Not enough. Not enough, right? So sometimes in order to create more money with a funnel that's narrow, we actually need to look at the bottom down here. So these are what we would call our current customers. And this is something that most people don't think about. A lot of people want to spend all their time up here and not so much time down here. Now, the biggest difference between major companies and companies that are so-so is that the companies that are so-so spend all their time trying to gather new leads, and then they throw them out the door like they're a piece of garbage once they get their first sale. Great company not only gets the leads, but makes the leads happy, gets the leads to return, creates a returning customer, raises LTV, and focuses on how to get the most bang for their buck. So let's have an example. If it costs $3, say it costs $3 to get one lead, okay? So then you have your little lead come down, boop, 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 and you sell them for $5. Well, you made $2. Good on you. Now, you can only sell so many leads for a $3 cost. They're going to pay you out $5. So what is the quickest way to increase revenue here? Some people would say increase marketing spend, but that doesn't typically work. With increased marketing spend, typically the cost per value goes down. So this cost will actually go up if you increase marketing spend, okay? So say you increase this and now it goes up to 4. Now, how many more customers do we have to push through our funnel to make the same margins? So instead of doing that, instead of messing with this at all, because your funnel's working, you're getting customers, people are coming in, what we want to do is increase this number right here. And we do that by a couple of ways. 1, we can increase price. 2, we can create an offer that gets people coming back and back again and again and again. We can also introduce a loyalty program that incentivizes people to spend more and come back. So as soon as we got into this company, we wanted to ask them one thing, and this was the most important thing. And one of the first questions I ask everybody is, what is your LTV? Now, this is an important KPI or key progress indicator. This is going to tell us how happy your customers are, if you're throwing them away, or if you're getting everything you can out of your customers, okay? And if we want to get really crazy, we can do LTV over CAC, which is cost to acquire customers. But let's just focus on LTV right now because this is more of a basic video for you. So how do we calculate LTV? How do we know if our customers are truly happy? We're going to do a really basic equation to explain LTV. So typically, it's going to be your average order value times frequency times customer lifespan. All right, so let's break this down in an example here. So average order value, let's say your customers typically spend $20 with you. And then with frequency, is it going to be by month? Typically, so a frequency per month. So if somebody's buying from you 2 times a month, All right, now we're at 40. And then we times that by how long they're a customer. So say typically your customer lasts, for easy numbers, 2 months. If they spend $20 with you 2 times a month for 2 months, your LTV is going to be 40/80. Your LTV is $80. What does that mean? Well, that means we definitely shouldn't spend more than $80 to acquire a customer. And 2, we only have $80 to acquire a customer. So what would be, as you're looking at this equation, what are numbers we could increase? Well, depending on what you're selling, you're probably not going to get them ordering more than twice a month. Maybe 3-4 times at the most. Weekly, mainly. So let's say 4 times. You've increased that. So you've given them a reason to increase it. And we'll talk about exactly how to increase these here shortly. And then price. How can we increase this? Well, that's the easiest to increase. You just increase it. $25. And then how do we keep them coming back month and month again? Well, ideally, you're going to want a customer for 36 months. So how do we increase all these and how do we make more money off of every customer? Now, if we changed from our old equation to the new equation, 20 times 4, that's 100, times 36, that's 300. Look at how much more money we just received from this customer simply by increasing these 3 numbers. And I know you're saying, well, that's not simple, right? But look how much more money you made per customer. Pretty simple. So are you starting to see how we could take a company that was doing $250,000 with high churn, which is just customer coming in and getting kicked out, decreasing the churn rate, increasing the order value, immediately increases revenue. You can double, triple, quadruple your company simply by working with the existing customers you have. So 3,600. So now we have this equation. We know our customer is worth $80. So let's go back to 2 and 2 here for a minute. 2, 2, and 20. So we have 20 times 2 times 2. How are we going to increase these numbers? And I know I just erased them and then changed them. And you're saying, Spencer, if it was that easy, we'd all be making millions of dollars. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about average order value. So how do we increase our average order value? Well, there's a couple ways we can do that. One, we can just increase the price. I know you're afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Provide more value, make your stuff look prettier, sell it for a little bit more. Boom, problem solved. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can upsell and cross-sell. Would you like fries with that? That's pretty popular. Or this pairs perfectly with this. Or, hey, we just finished doing your water heater. Would you like us to redo all the line? I don't know. Whatever you guys do in plumbing. So increasing this, or your average order value, is simply adding more money or adding more services or product, okay? So now we move to order frequency, right? So how do we increase our order frequency? Whether it's 1, 4, 6, whatever it is, how do we increase this? Well, one, we're going to add loyalty programs, okay? After loyalty programs, we're going to give incentives like discounts. We're going to remember them and stay top of mind. So what does that mean? So loyalty is going to increase the amount of times they come back because everybody wants to get their loyalty program, right? So they're going to spend a little more money. They're going to be a little more incentivized to come back. You're going to stay top of mind with email campaigns, text messages, all of that fun stuff. So they're remembering who you are. We're also going to add other incentives like birthday discounts, all that fun stuff. So they're taking advantage of that and coming back more frequently. Okay, so that's how we're doing this. Now, we're looking, I know you're thinking, well, wouldn't this just transfer over to the same thing? Isn't it the same thing? Because if they're getting the discounts, well, then they're going to come back month after month. No, they might. This is a short-term solution. Now we're moving to the long term. So how do we get customers to come back month over month over month, not just more frequently within that month? Well, the things we're going to look at and focus on here is going to be quick, easy, repeatable, and dependable. Okay? So, for example, how many people eat at McDonald's? Every one of you should raise your hand. I don't care how good you are, you eat at McDonald's. Now, is McDonald's the most phenomenal food you've ever had? Is it a 5-star restaurant? Do you think people are beating down the doors to get into McDonald's? No. But here's the deal. Everybody goes to McDonald's because it's a couple of things. One, it's quick. That was the whole principle of McDonald's. The burger right in your hand. Fast food, baby. So it's quick. 2, it's easy. How easy is it to have $2 for a McChicken? Right? 3, repeatable. That sandwich is going to be the same. Those 6-piece McNuggets, they're the same. No matter which McDonald's you go to, you're going to get the same thing. And 4, it's dependable. They know what they're getting every time they go. Yeah, they may not have top-tier employees, but again, it's repeatable, easy, and quick. They know there's a system in place to get them exactly what they want. And they know no matter where they go in the country, it's going to be the same system, which means they're going to get the same results. And what does that mean? It means people go back again and again and again. People are people of habit. So let's go ahead and talk about this. What if when somebody places an order through your website, through your store, through your service-based company, they don't know when your rep is coming out? They don't know when you'll actually fix their water heater. They don't know what the delivery time on their product is. How often do you think they're going to purchase from you? Because it's not clear. They don't know. They don't know. It's not quick. I mean, it could be quick tomorrow, but it could not be quick next week. They don't know. How easy is that for them? Especially as a service-based company, how easy is it for people, and we don't even think about this, but how easy is it for them to plan around you? Because people have lives too. I know you do this all day, but they don't. They've got lives. They've got things they got to do. Easy. Is it repeatable? So do they get the same amount of service every time they show up? Is it the same product? Is it the same color? Is it the same everything? Again, the McChicken's the same. Those 6-piece McNuggets, they're the same every time. And if they're not the same, they sure taste the same, okay? So repeatable. Make sure your product, service, whatever it is, it's repeatable. And then dependable. Again, it just goes back to all 3 of these. Is it easy? When they call you, does it happen immediately? When they place their order, is there a clear line of communication that keeps everybody satisfied and on the same page? Ultimately, that is what's going to raise customer lifetime value, okay? That's what's going to your customer lifetime. Ready? So now we've broken down all 3 of these. So I want you to think about this within your business. I want you to think, okay, how can I increase the average order value? Well, could I increase price? Can I upsell? Can I cross-sell? Then I want you to say, okay, now that we've increased our price or considered a way to increase our price, let's move to getting them to order more frequently. Okay, well, what does that mean? What can we do for a loyalty program? What incentives do we have? Discounts, free services, whatever it takes to get them coming back again and again and again. And then how are we staying top of mind? Are we sending messages out to our customers? Are they getting emails? Do we have those types of campaigns going out to stay top of mind? And last but not least, we're moving to the actual customer lifetime, okay? How long are our customers staying around? Again, we go back to that funnel that I drew at the beginning of this video. Are we getting our customers and throwing them out the door? Because when this number becomes 1, all of this quickly goes downhill. Increasing this number makes such a drastic difference. Because if you increase this by $5, but this stays 1, you made another $20 a month. Now, did you want to make another $20,000 or another $20 a month or another $1,000 a month? So you got to work on growing all three of these, and you constantly have to assess all three of these. So quick, easy, repeatable. That's where systems come into place. There's a system to increase your price. There's a system to upsell and cross-sell. There is a system for loyalty programs and increasing, incentivizing people. There's a system for staying top of mind with your customers. There's a system for being quick, easy, and repeatable. It's all a system. Systems. And if this sounds like a headache, and if it sounds like too much to do, a lot of it can be automated and taken off your hands. It just takes one thing at a time. So if you're in this situation where you feel like your company's plateaued, like you can't go any further, these are some ideas and systems you can implement into your company. So what did we do with that company? And I'm gonna come back around because I wanted to break all this down before I said what we did. Well, one, we added customer loyalty programs. We incentivized people with discounts, with large purchases. We started reaching out and staying top of mind. We increased the price, believe it or not, and then we created new products to upsell and cross-sell against. We then made sure that we had better communication with our customers so they knew exactly what to expect on shipping and delivery times. Crazy, huh? We branded the packaging so it all matched, so it was all very specific, so everybody got the same thing every time. That, just implementing those systems alone, quadrupled revenue within 6 months. Because people now trusted the brand more, they had a reason to purchase, and they saw more value in the things that were being sold. This is something everybody should be constantly looking at. I know we're all focused on trying to dump more people into the funnel. When you get this part figured out, the other customers will not only come, but you will have more money in your pocket to be able to afford new customers. You'll be able to spend more on marketing. You'll be able to do more. It's about making the money to be able to spend the money on new customers. Because ultimately, if revenue raises, but your margins go down, it doesn't make a difference. There's no reason to increase sales if your profits go down. This is what makes a difference in major companies. This is how people can be profitable when others are not. Because if you focus on your average order value, your order frequency per month, and your customer lifetime, increasing those consistently, the money will follow. Yep. Now, if you like this video or anything in it, and if you found it helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe. Also, we have a free book in the link below. You can also get a free system scorecard that's going to help you identify the immediate problems in your business so you can start systemizing right away to increase average order value and customer lifetime value. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.